John Calvin on Psalm 103, verses 7 and 8. He made known his ways unto Moses, his acts unto the children of Israel. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and plenteous in mercy. He made known his ways to Moses, his deeds to the people of Israel. We must understand in general that the true knowledge of God corresponds to what faith discovers in the written word. For it is not his will that we should search into his secret essence, except in so far as he makes himself known to us, a point worthy of our special notice. We see that whenever God is mentioned, the minds of men are perversely carried away to cold speculations, and fix their attention on things which meet our eyes, and which afford a vivid reflection of his character. To whatever subjects men apply their minds, there is none from which they will derive greater advantage than from continual meditation on his wisdom, goodness, righteousness, and mercy. And especially the knowledge of his goodness is fitted both to build up our faith and to illustrate his praises. Accordingly, Paul, in Ephesians 3, verse 18, declares that our height, length, breadth, and depth consists in knowing the unspeakable riches of grace, which have been manifested to us in Christ. This also is the reason why David, copying from Moses, magnifies by a variety of terms the mercy of God. In the first place, we have no worse fault than that devilish arrogance which robs God of his due praise, and which yet is so deeply rooted in us that it cannot be easily eradicated. God rises up that he may bring to naught the heaven-daring presumption of the flesh, asserts in lofty terms his own mercy, by which alone we stand. Again, when we ought to rely upon the grace of God, our minds tremble or waver, and there is nothing in which we find greater difficulty than to acknowledge that he is merciful to us. David, to meet and overcome this doubting state of mind, after the example of Moses, employs these synonymous terms. First, that God is merciful. Secondly, that he is gracious. Thirdly, that he is patient and compassionately bears with the sins of men. And lastly, that he is abundant in mercy and goodness.